Just waiting for Facebook to connect live. Let me see what we got. The internet's so slow. Okay, we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. So welcome to today's broadcast. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some information about how to break your fast. So if you're new, welcome. If you're joining us on YouTube, I always ask that if you wouldn't mind taking a second to hit that subscribe button and making sure that you hit that bell notification. That way you will be notified when we go live. And if you're joining us on Facebook, the same rule applies. Hit that like button on my Facebook page and then you can hit the little drop down arrow and hit default notifications, and then you will also get a notification when we go live and or upload a new content. So my name is Diane. I am the creator of the online course Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman and this community where you are here today. In this community, we talk about things that are relevant to intermittent fasting and the aging woman. And today we are going to be talking about some tips and tricks about how to break your fast. And if you're new to me, then I want to warn you just a little bit and let you know that I am very direct and to the point, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys information that you can apply to your everyday life so that you no longer have to feel like you have to live in extremes or go to some unnecessarily ridiculous way of living your life to be able to get the results that you want. We really want to work on creating a lifestyle for ourselves that will stand the test of time so that we can look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. So I get asked this question all the time. How do I break my fast? And if you're in my Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course for the month of May, this question is coming up a lot because we are in our intermittent fasting week, right? So you're practicing your fasting and you're getting to that point where you need to break your fast and you feel like you don't know what to do. Here is some very, very basic information I can give you about how to break your fast. And it's two very simple things. You have to apply common sense and you have to apply personal experience to how your body responds and reacts to food to determine how you should break your fast. Remember, as women, and especially as aging women, going through different seasons and transitions as we're going through this aging process, our body chemistry is affected in so many different ways by things that we do. So what I do to break my fast might not work well for you. And I think this is where a lot of us women at this stage in our life are becoming really frustrated with what to do to take care of ourselves because we get information from 30-year-old bodybuilders or the 20-year-old fitness professional guy or the 30-year-old woman, and what they're doing will probably not work for us. So we cannot follow what someone else is doing in their nutritional life and yield the same results that we're getting. So there are some things that we need to consider when we are getting ready to break our fast that will help us figure out nutrition for us so we no longer have to depend on someone else to tell us how to eat. Some things that we want to consider when we're choosing the foods to break our fast are how insulin resistant is our body at this state. And we know how insulin resistant are if we're entering into this intermittent fasting lifestyle with problems of losing weight, with problems with body fat that's not going away, with some hormonal imbalance and not being able to find comfort or the energizance of calm in a fasted state. So we know that we're suffering from insulin resistance. So our body's super reactive to anything that we do to it, which is where that 20-hour clean fast really comes into play. So if we're going to fast for 20 hours, squeaky clean, in order to reset our hunger hormones, then how we break our fast should support what we want to do in our next fasting window, right? So what we're going to do in our feast should make our next fast easy for us. So what do we do when we are breaking our fast? We want to make sure that we're utilizing what we call here in this community the keto-like approach. So higher naturally occurring fats, moderate to low amounts of protein, and conscious carbohydrates. So if you have been breaking your fast with your favorite fruit smoothie, so you're whipping together your, your pea protein, and you're putting your flaxseed in there, and you're putting your blueberries and your strawberries and your banana, and all of your fruits in this little shake that you've been making for all these years, and you're breaking your fast with it, and it starts to make you feel nauseous and it gives you a headache. It's probably because your body cannot handle all of the sugar that's in that shake. And so that's not a good way to break your fast. And you know that by the way your body is feeling when you do that certain thing. This is where common sense and personal experience come into play. But Sally said that's how she breaks her fast and it works great for her. Well, that's because Sally's doesn't have the same chemical makeup as you, and so it might work well for Sally. But if you're getting a negative reaction or a negative feeling when you do that thing, then that's your body sending you signs and signals that it's not working. So what should you do instead? You need to find a way to ease into that feast with something that's not going to put you into that sugar overload. Remember, we also have what's called glucose intolerance, and that is where our cells aren't good at utilizing glucose that's coming into our system, and it just floods our bloodstream with glucose, which doesn't feel good to us, especially coming out of a long, clean fast. What also is going to happen is you're going to feast in that way, and you're going to enter into your next fasting opportunity, and you're not going to feel good. You're going to get those hypoglycemic type of feelings because your body's going to be demanding that sugar rush again that you just gave it during your feast. So keto-like approach to your feast are going to be the thing that's really going to help you support that next fast. It takes trial and error for most of us to figure out how to break our fast and get the most optimal results, because some of us need animal protein still. Some of us need, a really basic, easy way to get into our fast, maybe a handful of nuts. Some of us have a big old salad. Other people can't handle a salad digestively. It just goes right through them. So you have to really take some time on this journey through establishing your lifestyle with experimenting with some things and then finding the things that work for you. So you all know, I openly talk about this, that I break my fast with the shake every day. It's a low protein, vegan shake, and I add a bunch of fat to it, and that really eases me into my feasting window. But I've also had to experiment with that over time to figure out which combination of foods really do work for me in that break fast, especially when I've been doing long, clean fast. So for you, it might be a handful of nuts. It could be some olives. It could be an avocado. It could be a small salad. And then we also have to consider that when we're intermittent fasting as a lifestyle, we also have to factor in that nothing is going to be the same, or things are not going to be the same every single day. So we are in this desperate pursuit to find the perfect way to feast or the perfect way to break our fast, and life just doesn't operate that way, because something's going to happen in the course of your life, and someone's going to call you to go have lunch with them, and if you're only breaking your fast a certain way, you're not going to feel comfortable socializing because you're going to think that you're doing something wrong. We have to also factor in that there's not a right way or a wrong way to incorporate nutrition into our life. What we have to remember is that our body is going to let us know when something that we are doing to it is working or not working. So it's not good or it's not bad. It's either working or not working. So if you're using a basic approach to your nutrition, that is what we like to teach here, keto-like, meaning higher naturally occurring fats, taking a lot of that processed fat, keto marketed stuff to us out of the picture, everything in its natural state, a moderate to low amount of protein, so you don't have to overload yourself with protein if you're not living like a carnivore type of lifestyle, and then conscious carbohydrates. So lots of vegetables in your daily routine will help you sustain what it is you're trying to do in your feasting window to support your next fast. It will help you reverse that insulin resistance. It will help you become more glucose tolerant, so that when you incorporate foods into your body, your cells will know how to take them in, process them, and utilize them, and set you up for your next fast. I know we are searching for something in a printed form in black and white that's going to tell us exactly what we need to do, but I can tell you from my experience as being a health and fitness coach and nutrition coach to women for almost 30 years now, that I could tell you exactly what to do and you're not going to like what I have to say. I could tell you exactly what you need to put in your mouth and your body to have the perfect break fast, but you'll do it maybe once or twice and then it won't be interesting and it won't be fun for you. So what I have to say, the best way and the best advice I can give you about how to break your fast is determine what works best for you. Apply common sense to your nutrition, knowing that a box of ding dongs is not going to make you feel good, but a handful of pecans or a couple of almonds or maybe an avocado with some sea salt on it might be that thing that if you experiment with, you're going to find is going to be the perfect way for you to ease into your feast and help support your next fast. Nutrition is very common sense. We have to go back to the basics of what nutrition is supposed to do for our bodies and what it means for us to put nutrients into our body. And then we can have the opportunity to have that 80-20 rule or the 90-10 rule where we can be really common sense about our approach to nutrition 90% of the time. And then we can add in some flexibility to some of those things that maybe aren't so common sense or maybe aren't the best practices, but allow us to live our life most authentically and socially around the people that we love. So 90 to 80% of the time, use that common sense approach to nutrition. We know what good nutrition is, and then allowing some flexibility. Once you get your body reset, you're no longer insulin resistant, your body knows how to process glucose properly, and you can utilize it, get to your next fast, and then go about your life. So play with how you're breaking your fast. It is a trial and error type of situation, applying common sense and your own personal experience with how your body looks and feels when you put certain things in it, and then you rinse and repeat what is working for you, and then you put the things that aren't working for you over on the side, and then you retest them as your body gets into a more healed state. So how you break your fast is based on common sense approach to nutrition and your own personal experience. I have included in the description box of Facebook and YouTube my intermittent feasting guide. It is full of the recipes and the dishes that I make for me and my family. They're very basic. They're a one-step process for putting your meals together. It is a good getting started guide if you have absolutely no idea what to do in your feasting window. Everyday foods you can find at your grocery store, very common food items, nothing that has to take a ton of time in your kitchen or a big expense to your budget to put together for you, but a different way of putting certain one ingredient foods together to create a feast for you. So if you would like that, just click that intermittent feasting guide, a free download link in the description box. If you already have it, you probably have the most up-to-date version of that feasting guide. And if you are on my email list, know that I also send feasting ideas out just about every week when I'm sending my email updates out and my newsletter out to my email list as well. And I just give you some, hey, have you ever considered this type of combination of food in your feasting window? And that will also help you get a little bit of a head start on what to do with your nutrition and how to really ease into your feast. Remember, we're not trying to live a perfect nutritional lifestyle. That does not exist. Don't buy into that as someone is trying to convince you that that is in true a fact. You cannot live in a perfect nutritional lifestyle. The best thing that we can do for ourselves is get really comfortable about food, understand how food works for us, understand our food history and our body chemistry, and then use common sense, personal experience, and trial and error. And I promise you, you will start to live very happily around food, and your body will thank you for the time and attention that you're giving to this subject, and your body will in turn do what you want it to do, and that is look and feel its best. So take the pressure off yourself and just learn how to understand what food does for you, and I promise you feasting will get so much easier. Okay, I am going to go in and welcome everyone and answer questions and comments. If you have a feasting specific question, go ahead and ask it in the comment section. I will do my best to give you some guidance and give some suggestions off of my own personal experience with what I'm doing with fasting and feasting as well. And if you're in my May course, let me know. I'll say hello to you as well. Or if you're a graduate, I always love hearing from you in the comment section as well. So please feel free to leave a comment and I'll make sure I say hello to you while we are here today. So I'm gonna start over on Facebook if you guys don't mind. Let's see, Amy's here. Of course you are, girlfriend. It's always good to see you. Monica Jones, hello. Jody, good to see you, girlfriend. We had our consult call today. It's always good to see all my students face to face on our consult calls. Marie, I'm new to the group. I'm so happy to be here. Marie, I'm happy to have you here too. Welcome. It's nice to have our new members jump in. Teresa, good to have you with us. Teresa, this is probably stuff you already know, so don't worry about it. I'm glad you were able to make it on. Molly, I tend to crave egg salad at least 3 times a week and break my fast with that. I listen to what my body wants to eat most times. I'm healthy. It's healthy fats and proteins. Yeah, for sure. You know, your body is pretty intuitive to what it needs. I always say, you know, listen to those signs and signals. I've learned so much about what is and isn't working for me by the signs and signals that my body was saying to me. So I always say, make sure you're staying very conscious in your fasting and your feasting windows, and then adjust accordingly to what it is your body is doing. So if you're feeling inflamed after you had a feast on something, that's a sign and signal. Go back and trace your steps. Figured out what you did, eliminate that food item. I always suggest for about 7 days, reintroduce it. If you get the same sign and signal, then that probably means that that food is no longer working for you and you need to find a healthy substitute. So Molly, I'm glad that you are listening to what your body is telling you. Mary, let's see. Can you send us the recipe smoothies? Thanks. I don't have, if you got my email from this weekend, I put in there what it is that I do for my break fast shake. If you go to fortodaysagingwoman.com/blog, I have a video on there on how I make my current break fast shake, so you can go there as well. Sherry, good to have you with us. Linda, I can't find your food schedule. It's in the description box of the Facebook live description. You can find it there, or you can email me and I can send it to you as well. Marie, what about osteoporosis and IF? Intermittent fasting doesn't do anything to make osteoporosis worse for you or a problem for you. I am in the beginning stages of osteoporosis. I've osteopenia, I think, is where I'm at after my last doctor's appointment. So I'm just doing doing more like weight bearing exercises. I've cut back a little bit on the carbonated water. I don't know, they say carbonated water could do that too. I don't know. So I just cut back a little bit on it. I'm increasing a little bit of my animal protein, despite the fact that I'm still trying to be plant-based 5 days a week. So adding in a little bit more plant protein in as well. You know, osteoporosis is that thing that, you know, that sometimes it's linked genetically. I know for me, my osteopenia is probably because I was on blood thinners when I was pregnant with my daughter. That was one of the risks associated with being on a blood thinner, but the benefit of being on blood thinners was I was able to have my daughter after having a miscarriage, and so I took the risk over the benefit on that one, or the benefits over the risk on that one for sure. So there are things to do. I would say do some research on osteoporosis, figure out what you might need to do or change up in your own personal lifestyle, but intermittent fasting is not going to cause osteoporosis. Intermittent fasting is always going to be that thing that's going to heal your body, and then just kind of go from there for sure. So I know that was kind of a long-winded answer for that question. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me see if I can get me up here on YouTube, and then I will answer questions and comments there as well. Holly, good to have you with us. Danny, good to see you guys. Stay safe. Thank you so much, girlfriend. And Danny says hello to you, Michael.
Hello.
We are definitely hunkered down at home. We are quarantine masters at this point and really scared to leave the house. So we're going to quarantine as long as we can for sure. Ollie, hello. 2020 grad from April. Wendy, hello. Holly, September grad. Still love this program. Awesome, girlfriend. Cheryl from Costa Rica, in your current midlife mindset shift course. Costa Rica has the best pineapple in the world. I've had to forego it to get what I want. Yeah, you know, and that's one of those things I always say, like, when you have a thing that you just absolutely love, I always say calendar it into your life. So if pineapple in Costa Rica is the bomb.com, don't deny yourself of it forever. Just have pineapple like maybe on a Sunday afternoon or something. Maybe that's like your thing you do with your family, is you cut open a pineapple and you enjoy it with your family. So calendar it in your life and just put it in its proper place. Denying yourself beautiful pineapple from Costa Rica sounds like it would be a sad situation. So just factor it in a place that works best for you, and don't totally deprive yourself of it. And then you just have it where it's just more of a routine and it's not an everyday thing, and then you won't feel like you're missing out or sabotaging anything that you're trying to do with your fasting and your feasting. Susan, December 2018 grad, every day is different for me. A green salad, leftovers like today, roasted kale and chicken salad. Yeah, good for you. If you're on my email list, you got my summer kale salad. That thing is amazing. My son and I have been craving it ever since I made it. So yeah, that's that thing where you just kind of play around with it. And if you're flexible, it's usually a digestive thing or a sugar related thing. And if your body's pretty flexible and accommodating to what you're putting in it, yeah, put some variety in there for sure. Queen Di, good to see you, girlfriend. April 2020 grad. Holly, what if the couple of things I choose don't make me feel icky? Protein versus fat, eggs versus coconut, chia seed pudding. Hard to tell which one will help faster in losing body fat. Thoughts? You know, the best thing to do to lose body fat is that long, clean fast for sure. And then if you're monitoring your blood sugar and ketones, that's usually a way to determine which of those foods are going to help you stay in that fat burning state. So if you're going to do something in your feast that's going to completely raise your blood glucose and completely knock you out of ketosis, that might be that thing that you're going to put a little bit on the I have every now and then thing. If you're still, if your goal is still to lose that body fat for sure. So I would test that if you can, or maybe just try one thing for a week, see how you look and feel. Try another thing for a week, see how you look and feel. Maybe combine the two things for a week, see how you look and feel, and then you kind of can figure out a schedule for yourself as well. So it's common sense and personal experience for sure on that one. Christine, hello. Jadine, popcorn is my favorite thing to break my fast. I eat it slowly and it satisfies me. I only fast 16 to 18 hours. Yeah, so good for you. If that works for you, I say go for it. Cindy, is your mindset in your mindset course and loving it. Awesome, Cindy. Love having my mindset women for sure. We're going to do some blood ketone and glucose GKI testing next week. So we'll talk about that on our live on Saturday, about some things that we can do to prepare for that. So get ready. It's going to be super fun. Eva, in your course currently learning a lot, especially like the portion on hormones. Eye-opening. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. You know, it's that thing that we don't think about often as women, those hormones, and how much they affect what our body chemistry is doing. And when we balance out those hormones, we really do become free of a lot of the misconceptions that we once believed about food and nutrition in our bodies. So I'm glad you enjoyed that one. That's one of my favorites as well. Gabby, hello. I've had company at my house and haven't fasted for 2 weeks. I need to start up again. Yeah, just whenever your family leaves, you know, your body will remember what it's supposed to do and how to thrive in a fasted state. So enjoy your company, and when you're ready to jump back in, we'll be here for you, and your body will remember where it thrives. So I'll be excited to hear how that goes for you for sure. What else we got here? What about, oh, we already did that one. Amanda, thank you for ongoing support. My break fast changes depending on what I do physically during my fasting window. Yeah, for sure. You know, and that's that thing, like when you get really confident about what foods work best for you, you can really be flexible. Other than the way I break my fast is pretty consistent, and mostly because it's just super easy for me and I don't have to think about it. My break fast is pretty consistent with that shake, and then what I do and the rest of my feasting window is really where I add in some variety and some flexibility, and that has really been great for us as a family. When I was on the diet bandwagon, one of the things I really missed was feasting with my family. And what I have found through this lifestyle and what I've really learned about my body and food is that I can eat with my family and I can eat like my family. And that has been a healing emotional thing for me as a mom and a wife and a woman. And so realize that too. You know, what can you do when you're fast and your feast so that you feel like you can have a meal with your family if you feel like you have been missing out. That's a really fun realization about this lifestyle as well. Amanda, August 18 grad and current May class. Amanda, good for you, girlfriend. I love having you back in class with us. It's a good refresher and a good way to go all in and reset what it is that you want to do for yourself as well. Gabby, you are welcome. So just a quick recap, if you jumped in late for us, the best way to learn how to break your fast is common sense nutrition and personal experience. Break your fast with something and see how that works for you. If you don't feel good with that way that you broke your fast, then that's probably not a good way for your body's chemistry to accept what you just put in it. Don't get discouraged. Go back to the drawing board, utilize common sense and personal experience again, and just keep playing with good foundational nutrition information. And then you want to build a lifestyle for yourself that it's accommodating to the life that you want to live. So we don't want to be so structured in what we're doing with our nutrition that we feel like we're constantly deprived and we're constantly living on a diet, because you won't stick to that. So learn to break your fast with common everyday foods that you have around your house. Don't make it perfect. Don't make it super complicated. And then enjoy the process of what breaking a fast means for us. Enjoy your feasting window, and then do what you need to do to support that next fast you're going into. I appreciate you guys joining us here today. Remember, if you want my intermittent feasting guide, some of the very basic things that I incorporate in my feast, please make sure that you go to the link that says free download, Diane's intermittent feasting guide. Go ahead and download that guide. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. That's where I post pictures of what I am doing in my feasting window to just kind of spark some interest and some ideas for you on how you might be able to incorporate some new things in your feasting window as well. Oh, Wendy, how do you monitor blood glucose? You do it with a meter. So you prick your finger and you take the blood and you put it in a little stick, and it tells you what your blood glucose is and what your ketones are. And then what I teach in the Midlife Mindset Shift course is how to take those two numbers and get what's called a glucose ketone index. And that's really how we determine what food is doing for us and what we're doing in our fasting window, and how our body is benefiting from the healing processes of both. In the link in my YouTube description is a link to the Keto Mojo meter that I use and the bundle that comes with the discount. So there's a little discount code in there. You can click on that and you can go search their website for some information. That's a really fun way to teach you and to reconfirm what it is that you're doing and what's working for you and what's not working for you. So it's really fun. Also, I have saggy skin, fasting almost 2 years. Yeah, so intermittent fasting, you know, time and consistency is that thing that really does help with a lot of that skin, especially if you've lost a lot of weight. Sometimes longer water fasts have also been shown to really help renew that kind of elasticity and support we want in our skin. And then adding in collagen and biotin are also two things that will really help with our skin. We stop producing collagen at a certain stage in life. Hello to aging women. And so we have to put that back in, that supplement back in. So you want to make sure that you are adding some collagen back into your life as well. And then Christine, do you address the skinny pop question? Sorry if I missed it. What's a skinny pop? Christine? Let me know what a skinny pop is and I'll let you know. Is it something like a fat bomb or something like that? I can address that if you want. And then I think Amanda was the last question on Facebook. So if you can let me know what a skinny pop is, I will definitely address that before we jump off here. See above. Do you see a skinny pop question?
No.
I don't see it.
I don't think it came through.
We don't see the comment, Christine. So if you want it, you can email me that if you want to. I don't see a comment.
Yeah, I don't think it came through.
Okay, so Christine, you can email that to me and I can address it in the next live that we do. So I'm going to let you guys go. I don't want to hold you up for that to come through. Thanks for joining me. Remember to grab that download if you guys want it. Our next intermittent fasting course starts in June 6th to be exact. If you're interested in jumping in with us for a course, make sure that you are on my email list or you go ahead and get yourself registered. Registration is open for that course as well. And then I'll see you guys around this weekend. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'm posting my feasting pictures there as well. Super simple everyday foods to give you guys some ideas of what you can do to maybe incorporate some foods into your life. And other than that, I'll see you around social media this weekend, and then I'll see you back here live on Monday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great weekend, you guys. Have a great Mother's Day as well. Make sure that you guys are enjoying the time that you have with the family that you can have around you during Mother's Day as well. And then make sure, I always like to say this about Mother's Day, and I'll do a social media post about this to remind everyone too. Make sure on Mother's Day you ask for and you clearly express what it is and how it is you want to spend Mother's Day. Remember, Mother's Day is our day, and oftentimes we don't express what it is that we want to have for Mother's Day or how we want to spend our day. So make sure you're being very clear about what your intentions are for how you want to spend your day. Express that to the people that you love so that you aren't disappointed and that you can thrive on the day that is designated for you as a mother for sure. So I'll post some stuff on Instagram and Facebook about how it is you can incorporate that to make sure you have a great Mother's Day as well. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great Mother's Day. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you around social media.